Hello, fifth graders. We are back to talk about more context clues today. So far, we have done definitions within the sentence. We have looked at pictures for clues. We learned what appositives were, which is just a way to put a definition into a sentence. And today we're going to learn something new. Kind of. You really already know about this. Today we're going to be talking about synonyms. Quick reminder, which you should know. Synonyms are words that mean the same. Remember synonyms and same? It's a good little trick. Hopefully helped you remember. Let's learn about synonyms as context clues. So this type of context clue is a little bit harder than what we have been learning, but honestly, it's only a little tiny bit harder. It's still pretty easy. Today we'll be getting our clues from synonyms in the text. Synonyms, words that mean the same. We may have to look at the sentences around our mystery words instead of just in the same sentence, but the clues will still be there. So let's look at some examples. The annual bazaar is scheduled for the last day of school. It's always a fun festival. Now, typically when I use the word bazaar, I'm talking about how weird something is. It's so bizarre. This is a different word. The annual bazaar is scheduled for the last day of school. It's always a fun festival. Do you see the synonym there? I'll give you a hint. It's not in the same sentence as the word bazaar. The annual bazaar is scheduled for the last day of school. Now let's look at this next sentence. It's where we get more information. It's a fun what? Festival. A bazaar is a festival. So the annual festival is scheduled for the last day of school. It's always a fun festival. If you can replace that word and it still makes sense, it's redundant, it's a repetitive sentence, but it makes sense, then you know you have found the right word. Let's look at another one. That charlatan, he cried, that absolute fake. Charlatan is not a word we use typically in fifth grade. So what do you think a charlatan is? Well, obviously this is a two-word sentence, that charlatan. We're not getting the synonym from that. We're going to have to look at the next sentence. He's telling someone that that person is a charlatan and he is a fake. So the synonym for charlatan that is used in this text is fake. That fake, he cried, that absolute fake. Again, repetitive, but you know you have found the right word. Not too hard, right? I mean, it's just looking a little bit further either before or after. Sometimes it's still in the same sentence, but often you're going to have to just expand your search a little bit. We're going to go look at the context clue sheet for synonyms that you're getting ready to do in just a second. And I know I said this about lesson number 1, and then I said it again for lesson number 2. But I actually think this assignment should also be an easy 100. So take your time and be careful so you don't make careless mistakes. Remember that when we think things are easy, that's when we start to rush and that's when bad things start to happen. Let's go look at the work that you're going to be doing today with the context clues used as synonyms. So this is your number 3, our third lesson on context clues, and it's all about synonyms. So you're going to type your first and last name here, capitalized appropriately. Then you should read each sentence below. Pay attention to the word in capital letters. Choose the correct definition for the capitalized word in the sentence. Look for synonyms of the unfamiliar word in the sentence as the biggest clues to the correct meaning. So, just as an example, after the heavy rains, the stream became murky. In fact, the water was so cloudy you couldn't see the bottom. So figure out what word it is that is going to mean the same thing as murky and choose that word from your options here. You have 10 of these today, some fun words. Some you actually already know. You may know murky, you may know unique. We have indigo and scorching and guffawing, apt, frigid and crabby, chaotic and fatigued. Lots of words that you probably have heard before. but your job today is to look for the synonym of those words. Check over your answers before you submit it, but make sure it's complete before you submit. And as always, children, what am I going to say? How do I end every single lesson? Whether you're at school or remote, I always tell you, I'm here to help you. Please, please, please don't just guess. Ask if you need help, okay? If you're in person, you're asking me in person. And if you're at home, then you're sending me an email and I'm getting right back with you, okay? All right. Go be a word detective and see what you can find. Search for those synonyms to help you understand those unknown words. Good luck.